So welcome back guys, my name is Amlan and in today's Make Launch Free campaign, we go about trying to solve a peculiar Android issue that many users complain about. And that is of the SIM not being able to make normal calls. It shows that the SIM is capable of only making emergency calls. So this happens when either the SIM isn't activated or the SIM is not able to detect a network. Let's look at the other possible reasons why this happens and also at the possible solutions that you may need to fix this. So without wasting further time, let's begin. Now, before we begin, I will advise you to do one thing first. That is, go ahead and check whether your SIM is active or not. So for this, you head towards connections and from there on to SIM card manager, and then click on each of the SIMs that you have and just check whether this setting has been turned to on or not. If this setting has been turned to off, what it means that the SIM has been deactivated, and in that case, is as good as having a dead SIM with you. So for each of the SIMs, just ensure that it's turned on. Also, at this point of time, I will advise that you can go to your mobile networks under connections and just check whether the network has been configured correctly. So what this means is that your SIM is built to run on a certain network. And if you have selected a wrong network, it's quite pretty obvious that the SIM won't run. So for me, my individual SIMs, they run on 4G and 3G networks. So the Idea runs on a 4G and a 3G network, but my Jio SIM only runs on a 4G network. So I will select LTE only, which means that this SIM has been now provided with the correct network. Now with this in place, hopefully your network should be able to be detected and you should be able to make calls. In case that doesn't happen, what you can try and do is one of the most popular methods is try rebooting the device. So this is method one. So we will restart the device. What happens in the process is that the device RAM, that is the random access memory, that gets cleared, and also any operations, activities, processes that run in the background, those all get cleaned up, which makes your mobile run more effectively and also a full clear up of the network congestion if any. So try restarting or rebooting your phone and check whether that would help. So here the phone is rebooting. Now, in case you check that the network has not been detected and the SIM is still not capable of making normal calls, what you can also now try doing is method 2, that is toggle flight mode. Now here you would turn on the flight mode. As soon as you do this, all connections, cellular networks would get deactivated. In case the mobile has lost connection to its service network or tower, the device APM network is reset. Now let's not get into the technicalities. What means is it will lose connection to the service tower and then try and re-establish connection once you again deactivate the flight mode after a few seconds. Now once you do that, typically what happens is it's as if it's got a new life, and you will see that all the network settings would start falling in place and your SIM would be able to make calls. So this would be method 2. Method 3 is my favorite and it almost never lets me down. For that, what you need to do is just scroll down from the top so that you can go to the phone settings. Inside settings, head on to like general management. Inside general management, go to reset. Inside reset, you will see there's an option to reset network settings. Now, depending on the phone that you have and the Android version you may have, this may be at a different location. Now, for each of the SIMs, what this does is resets all the different network settings that's there. So I do this for my primary SIM, and then I do it for my secondary SIM as well. So I do this for my Idea SIM, and then I do this for my Jio SIM as well. And once this is done, it's as if again a fresh vibrant new life has been given to the phone and everything should work. So this is actually what I would really recommend, and this should actually make your phone work. You don't need to reboot it or something. Just resetting the network settings should help your phone detect the network. Now, method 4, in case all of this still fails, what you can do is you can head towards connections, and inside connections, you can go to mobile networks. And if the mobile SIM is not detecting a network, what you can then do is you can select a network manually. So you click on network operators. Now the SIM has been selected to Jio and the other SIM is Idea. So I select my Jio SIM and I select manually from the available list of networks. Now this would take a minute or two to populate. Once it's populated, select the correct network and then proceed. Now here you can see for my Jio SIM, quite obviously I will be selecting the Jio network and not the Reliance or VI India. So once I select this, it shows me a message registering on the network. And as soon as it's registered on network, the network signals also appear at the top and my SIM should be able to now make calls. Now, if all of this fails, there would be a problem maybe with your SIM. What I will advise in that case is to turn your phone first off. So power off the phone. Now with the phone being powered off, enter into your SIM toolkit. So like use the SIM tray ejector. Just check whether the SIM has been inserted properly. So if the SIM has been inserted properly, then well and good. Otherwise, just go ahead and remove the SIM and then reinsert the SIM properly. Try and blow a little air into the SIM and also into the SIM tray. Now what I will also advise is, without the SIM tray, just try rebooting the phone. Now here I will just put in my screen pattern so that the phone starts. Now here, like you head towards your phone settings. Inside settings, you go to apps. Inside apps, you would be searching for SIM toolkit. So once you arrive at SIM toolkit, basically you are trying to, clean up the SIM toolkit. So you be required to force stop. Don't worry, it will not cause any errors. Once you do this, head towards storage. Now here, like clear the cache first and then clear the data. So don't worry, it's like cleaning up the SIM, so no issues. You won't be losing your contacts or any other thing. Don't worry about that part. Then head towards permission and here like this 3 little dots and enable all permissions. So once you do this, so simply click here, allow, and like for all of the others. Well, once that's been done, so you basically again reinsert the SIM and reboot the phone. So we'll do that. So we'll first power off the device. And now like we'll ensure that we put the SIM into the SIM tray. Just insert this and now power on the device. So basically without the SIM tray being present, we just kind of cleaned up the SIM toolkit. And now we would be starting the phone and hopefully things should work. Well, before you start any of this, it's pretty normal to know that your SIM should have been activated in the first place. If it's a damaged SIM or your SIM has not been activated by the network operator itself, none of these tricks would work. In any event, if doing all of these things still don't work, the final recourse, although I really don't suggest this, would be doing a factory reset, and that would be towards the general management, then clicking on reset and then doing a factory data reset. But what this means is all your existing data would be lost. But yes, you will have a Google backup, so maybe some of the data you can still have. So I won't advise doing this until you have a photo, video and all backup, but this would be the last of the steps. So now a quick recap of what we said. The first thing that I advised was head towards connection, go to like the SIM card manager, check whether each of the SIM has been activated or not. Then also like check whether the mobile networks have been configured correctly for the phone or no. Then basically doing a reboot. Once you do a reboot, it's as if giving a new leash of life. The phone RAM and also the operations that run in the background would get cleaned. Then we went ahead and set off the toggle flight method. So we once activate the flight for say 3-5 seconds and then we again turn it off. Once we turn it off, the device APM cycle is reset. It tries re-establishing the connection with the service towers and hopefully you will see the networks appear shortly at the top. What we then suggested was that in case even this fails, what you can then do is try selecting the networks manually. For this, you would be heading towards the mobile networks and going to network operators and selecting manually for each of the SIMs. Also here I forgot to say one thing. In case you are in a roaming circle, that is your SIM belongs to a different state from the state where you presently are, you'll be wanting to turn on the data roaming so that your mobile still gets connected to the new state or the area that you are in. Now, if all this fails, what I advised was taking out the SIM, checking whether the SIM has been inserted properly. Also a good time to check whether the SIM is damaged or not. Check an alternate SIM and see whether putting that helps you make calls. In that case, it's established that your SIM is either inactivated or damaged or not inserted properly. With the SIM out, like go ahead and refresh the SIM toolkit, force stop it, clear the data and the cache, allow app access permissions, reinsert it, and then check whether everything works. The last step, if everything fails, would be like heading towards general management and then resetting, doing a factory data reset. But the best of all methods would be like, heading towards general management and then resetting the network settings for each of the individual SIMs. I hope that today's tutorial really helps you identify the problem and also fix it. Please let us know if this helped. And if you know of a better technique, do share this with your friends. And hopefully I, Amnan, will catch you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much.